Hello, Thor and Christopher Sean Shaw. These two are fantastic human beings. They have developed this phenomenal, yes, I'm going to use that word, I don't care. They're going to use this, they created this beautiful, amazing, life-changing movie called Church People. And I have known Christopher Sean Shaw for a couple of years. He's been on my podcast. Thor, I just wanted to meet you. Number one, you have a fantastic first name. It's an amazing name.
Thank you. Picked it out myself.
And
he did.
And I would like to share your story and everything you've been through to get where you're at today, especially with the film Church People on Real Actors, Real Answers. So yesterday, Christopher Sean Shaw was telling me a little bit of how you two met. Could you tell me more, Thor Ramsey, on that?
Well, I don't know what he shared with you, but I had written this screenplay called Youth Group, and I was just looking for filmmakers. You know, this is probably back in the 2010, 2011, 2012, right in there.
It was 2010, I believe.
Okay, well, that's what I said, 2010 to 12. There you go. So it fell in the parameters, but I was just looking for filmmakers because I was looking for I was looking for 25 grand and some filmmakers. That's what I was trying to do. I wanted to get the film made. And so Christopher was sending out videos that he was making of his goldfish, you know, so clearly he was single and lonely and jobless. So
I had a job at that time. I had a job at that time.
I knew that he had time to devote to such a project. And the videos of the goldfish look pretty good. So I Facebooked him, as I don't know what you call it, but I messaged him on Facebook, you know. And Christopher, of course, memorized the email because it was like 5 words.
It was 6 words. Tell me about your film background, ... 6 words and ellipses.
There you go. So that's, why waste time? So, and that's, and then he asked me, I think the next week they were just doing the 168 Film Festival.
I was prepping to go down, and so I invited him on. Yeah.
Be part of that. And I'd thought about doing the 168 Film Festival but it's like, I didn't, I didn't know, I wasn't connected to enough people making films to put together a team or anything. So I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about this. So, so we did that 168 Film Festival that first year. It was a great experience.
Skip listening.
So I helped create we brainstormed, like there was like way too many of us brainstorming, but probably 12 of us brainstorming ideas.
No, I think there were 6 of us, 5 or 6
of us. It felt like 12. Let me put it that way. It felt like 12.
Okay.
Because they're like, when you look at Skip listening story by, there's like 12 people listed for story by. But
he's exaggerating.
Anybody who said a word, it was like anybody who contributed. It's like somebody said, "Can I get you a refill?" They got a credit for story by on Skip listening. But
funny.
But and
he
then
still hasn't let that go.
I wrote the script, so we created the story, and then I wrote the script, and then they asked me if I would, be in it, as the lead. So I played the lead then because I wasn't.
Well, you were going to be in it anyway. You were gonna be in it anyway, even when you started writing.
Well, I didn't know what I would be though. I didn't know if I would be the, anyway. So that was a great experience. And then from there we just started, I mentioned this youth group thing, and then everything kind of took off from there eventually.
Yeah, it was, we were ramping up to shoot it when he mentioned it to me, and originally he wanted to star in it and direct it. And thankfully he changed his mind about directing and he let me direct it. So that's originally how I got the gig. It was while we were prepping and while we were shooting Skip Listening that came about.
Did we shoot the proof of concept trailer before we did any other shorts besides Skip Listening?
We shot it later that year, so I believe so. I don't think we did another short until 2011. So okay. Yeah, later that year in 2010, we shot the proof of concept trailer, which was basically taking scenes from the script he had at the time and making a mock trailer out of it. And the idea was then we would pitch that around and see if we could get actual funding for the movie. And it eventually worked, but it took some time.
It would be fun to. We haven't done a podcast yet where we've done this, but it would be fun to play the proof of concept trailer.
Oh
with
yeah,
the current trailer back to
yeah,
back. That
yeah,
would be fun.
yeah. Proof of
Um,
concept trailer, and then the actual real trailer
Yeah.
for the movie that's out now.
Yeah.
You can watch it now.
Yeah.
Go to churchpeoplefilm.com, click the buy button, and that'll give you the option of Apple TV or a Vudu, but it's also on Amazon
What is
Prime.
Voodoo? I don't never heard of Voodoo. I'm surprised you even say Voodoo. You won't even use the
Well,
camera.
Yeah, no,
But
I
you'll
don't.
say Voodoo.
I don't like the name, but it's not spelled the same way. It's VUDU.
No, it's not.
Well, that makes all the difference.
So
But I don't even know what Voodoo is. Like Hoodoo?
it's just another. It's another one of those platforms that you can, but it's a popular one like Hulu or Vudu.
Hulu,
or,
not Hoodoo. Hulu. That's what I was thinking.
No,
of.
yeah, right, but it's not
But
that
Hulu
one.
doesn't
It's
sell
another one.
movies. They just show movies.
Right.
They're like
But we
Netflix.
just checked. It's on Amazon Prime as well,
Yeah,
and
Amazon
somebody told me they
Prime,
bought it on Google.
Apple TV. Those are my two. That's the two I use. So as long as they're on the two I use, then I'm happy.
Yeah, there you
So I
go.
didn't get to see it in theaters.
And it should be on DVD. Like I have a little story. My daughter and I woke up early this morning, like 6:15 is when my alarm was set, and I opened my eyes. I think it was before. It was either before or at my alarm. I opened my eyes, and standing right in front of me is my daughter, all dressed, like pretty much ready to walk out the door. And so
Was
we
she
went to
expecting to leave
Walmart.
with you early in the morning, or for some reason?
What's that?
Was she expecting to leave with you early in the morning for some
Oh
reason?
yeah. We planned. She's been planning this for. Oh yeah,
Oh.
she's super excited.
That's funny.
She
That's
has told me. She has told me many times she's super excited. She's proud of. She's like, I'm so proud of you, Dad. I mean, like
Aw.
it's really sweet.
Wow.
I
a
mean, like
price on
really, really sweet. And so yeah, so we ventured to Walmart about 20 or so minutes away because that's the bigger one. There's one closer, but that's the bigger one, and it wasn't there. And then we went to another Walmart. I was actually heading somewhere else, and I missed the exit, and I was like, well, I guess we're gonna go to the other Walmart. So we went to the other Walmart, and that's where they said new DVDs come out on Tuesdays. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I knew that, but all the marketing has said, on digital and DVD or DVD and digital. Sometimes they reverse the order, but it's all said September 3rd. So I just went with what the marketing said, but yeah, DVDs come out on Tuesdays. So I'm guessing that's what happened. And so look for the DVD, depending on when you watch this. If you watch this on or after the 7th of September, then it should be on DVD as well.
Excellent.
So
Thor,
you think
I
Walmart's
have
going
a-
to have them?
What's that?
You think Walmart's going to have them?
Yeah, Walmart, Target. Yeah, it's going to be in stores, online, and on demand, and digital download. Yeah,
I'll be surprised to see it in Target. That would be exciting to see it in Target.
yeah. I'm almost positive it's going to be in Walmart and
I'd be
Target.
excited for that. I'll take my
Yeah.
picture with a DVD at Target. Sure.
Yeah, and you'll actually do some social media and post it, and maybe respond to comments. And
Yeah, when I
maybe
had
do
my
that.
first book published, I got it in Barnes and Noble. So that was really exciting to have your book in Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that is exciting.
Yeah, it was. It was. So I didn't realize how exciting it was at the time.
Thor,
It was,
I have
don't
a
get me wrong, it was
question.
exciting, but yeah, I should have been, because I realize now how hard it is to get a book in Barnes and Noble. Now anyway. That's a
What's
whole
your
nother
next
story.
question, David? I heard you say
Yeah.
you have a question for Thor.
Yeah. You mentioned a book. Now I want to focus on church people today because today is the day that it's released. But what's this book business?
Oh, so this is, well, I don't know what year this was now. Probably about
Was it the Total Money Meltdown or another one?
No, this was Comedian's Guide to Theology.
Okay, so
That was my first book. It was released in bookstores, in Christian bookstores, but it was released at Barnes and Noble carried it. And they don't carry every title in the Christian book market, but I think the title intrigued them enough that the stores, every time I checked at Barnes and Noble, they had at least 2 copies. So
Okay.
there's 2 copies.
Hey,
Eventually
it's out
made their way to the discount bin, I imagine. But but I've got another book coming out this year sometime. I don't have the date on it yet, but it'll be coming out this
Okay.
year. figuring out
And
the title.
you haven't locked the title yet either, have you?
Locked the title.
You haven't locked the
We
title.
should do that now. We should do a kind of well,
We could do a Facebook Live and pitch titles
we can do
and take people's suggestions.
Well, you guys talk, and I'll see if I can pull those up, because I would like to lock a title. I've got the.
Well, you know the one I like, but it's edgy.
It is a little.
It's gonna make some people frown, but it's a great title.
It is a little edgy.
Do you remember that one by heart? Can you say that one?
Let me see if I can get them all here. Get them up.
We're off topic, David, but bear with us.
Okay.
We'll move on in a moment. He's excited about this book.
I'm excited about the book. Let's see, what's that? Oh, I see.
So, David, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'll tell you what, we had a little problem, starting this. But how I'm starting to look at it is we have a mission, okay, to deliver the word through creativity, specifically film and writing, right? And the enemy doesn't like that, okay? I don't get all worked up about it anymore. It's like, okay, this is a problem, technically speaking, and then we address it and we figure out a way. It helps you to grow.
The blessing is, even though you can still share this today, the blessing is you can edit it. So we could snip.
Oh yeah, the miracle of editing. Yeah,
you can snip out the part right now where he's searching for the titles, possible titles of his book.
Sure. Yeah, seek and you shall find. I have.
You still haven't found it yet, Thor?
I have, but I'm trying to find larger. I found.
Oh, you're going to share it?
Well, I'm trying to find the original files, because I have all these files that are smaller, because I made them small because I emailed them to my so I could show them to my wife. Here we go. I'm getting to them now.
Can you feel the tension in the air? Can you feel the anticipation rising?
This is exciting to me.
In a world
and scene
where title selection is difficult,
yes,
one man is determined to pick the right title.
I like
and
that.
We're still
That's
waiting for that one man to bring up the files. One man.
Funny.
I think I have.
Ask me a question about church people that I can answer while he's looking.
There you go.
Yes. Yes. You told me a little bit about it, but I want everybody within the sound of our voices to understand the casting. Could you touch on that and how? Because not everybody knows how a movie is cast. Some details.
No, it's just funny that you say that, because we didn't have final say on the casting. We had a voice in it, but we didn't have final say. But I will say we got a great cast. I'm very pleased with the cast we got. But it was a collaborative effort. Two of the producers, including Stephen Baldwin, were instrumental in nailing down some of the cast. Like we didn't cast Donald Faison and Joey Fatone until either the week of filming or the weekend. Like the weekend, I remember specifically being at the rental property that Stephen had the weekend before filming. Like we're coming out of pre-production, we're going to film the following week, and I think it was a Saturday or a Sunday, and we still hadn't had the Joey Fatone or the Donald Faison characters cast yet. And so that was a little like, is it going to, I mean, I think we had offers out or something, but yeah, Stephen Baldwin and his producing partner were instrumental in landing those two names. And then, of course, Stephen is related to Billy Baldwin, so they're brothers. And China Phillips is Billy Baldwin's wife in real life. They've been married for like 3 decades. So, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time in our movie that they appear on camera as husband and wife.
That's monumental.
Yeah.
That's a moment.
So it was really cool. So we got 2 Baldwin brothers because of the one, and Stephen was the first name actor to come on board. and he was
Well,
instrumental in
Steven's
finding
really
the
the reason the
funding.
movie got made.
Yeah, he was instrumental in finding the funding. He was
saw
instrumental.
he saw the proof of concept. Well, I will say this: the proof of concept trailer is the reason the movie got made.
Yeah.
It really is. So he saw the proof of concept trailer after Christopher sent it to every person in the known North American continent.
And beyond. And beyond. Twice.
And their pets received emails. But so Steven saw that, or his cat did, and then passed it on. But and then Steven was like, he was really determined from the first time he saw it to get that thing made.
Yeah.
And it took him 2 years, but he did it, man. I give him all the credit in the world for getting that thing made. He really found the money, in other words.
Yeah, he found it actually took a little longer, but yeah. And it turned out his good buddy Mike Lindell's the one. I mean, Mike Lindell funded it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Lindell. Thanks for funding our movie, man. I hope you're pleased with it.
Pillow.
I think he is. I think he's very proud of the movie.
My Pillow.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to show you these titles.
All right, so we're gonna backtrack a second.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to. So this is how we're gonna show the creative process here. All right, first of all, I got where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
I can.
All right, so I've got even more then. So the working title is called The Famous Evangelicals.
Okay.
And then you see,
this is a fictitious story in novel form.
Yeah, it's a novel. These are all titles of the same story. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best title. My Personal Apocalypse is another. The Deconversionist. The problem is it doesn't fit on the cover.
Yeah. It almost looks like the Deacon versionist.
The Deconversionist. Yeah, it does, because I like that better than just I didn't like it as one word because it was just so long and small. This was the very original title was The End Times Comedy Show, but the editor I worked with, he didn't like that.
I do.
So and then this one, Expletive Deleted.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Yeah, that's new to me.
I like it though. The Comedian's Walk of Death is my least favorite, I think.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of that one. All right. Pagans, Whores, Lepers, and Comedians. That's Christopher's favorite.
Yeah. Wasn't Jesus in the title of that one somewhere though, or no?
It was just too long. I took it out.
No. What was that title?
Friends of Jesus.
And Other Friends. No. Yeah. That should be a subtitle then or something.
It's just
and Other Friends of Jesus. No, that's. Yeah. I don't think that's going to work now. You almost have to have Jesus in the title to make it work.
And Other Friends of Jesus?
And Other Friends of Jesus, yeah.
Okay. So let me do this, though.
You don't still have the original with that?
What's our host's favorite out of those? So out of these 6 titles, what's your favorite?
I would say End Times Comedy Show.
Is it really?
Yeah, it fits. It cuts like a knife.
Okay. I always liked that one. That was the original title of it.
Okay.
Okay, why can't I? Oh, here we go. Stop sharing. Okay, there we go. All right.
Hey, guys,
I'm really tossed up.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are you guys, can you see me move and talk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You guys are kind of froze, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
On my end, where it's recording, we're moving.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that should be good.
No, it's your connection, man. It's something to do with your system.
David, are you on a PC?
Yeah. I mean, it's a brand new one.
That's the problem. But
are you saying I should upgrade to Apple now?
Well,
pretty much.
I'm not an Apple promoter anymore.
Okay.
I've only been with Apple for 20 years, but I'm only with them now out of habit.
Okay.
But I always, even back then, I didn't like PCs. Were always much more cumbersome to me.
Yeah.
Difficult to use.
Learning that.
But Apple's not had great innovation for the last decade.
I'm going to ask you guys something about church people again.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were
Sure.
talking about church people.
Okay. um,
I think you have a lot of editing to do, David. Sorry about
What
that.
was your
I know, that's okay,
second favorite title,
editing.
Christopher?
My second, I like the End Times comedy show's okay. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't pop like the
Pagans, whores,
whores, lepers, and other friends of Jesus. You got to leave that part in
yeah, it's
there.
just too. So that's what I don't like. It's too long.
So make it and other friends of Jesus. Make it small on one
I
line.
did make it
and other
small. I did make it small, but I still don't like it. It's just too long. Anyway,
okay.
David has a question for us. Let's go there.
Yes. The pastor of the church people, the person that acted out the pastor.
Pastor Skip.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You said, Christopher, to me recently that he's an acting coach as well.
Yes, he was actually Thor's acting coach on set, and he coached a couple of other actors on set. And but yeah,
Michael
he's
Monks.
an acting coach. He has a class like every weekend.
Wow. Okay.
He's a good
How did
acting
you-
coach too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you run across him? How did you meet him?
Well, that's a fun story. Actually, when I lived in Southern California, I did extra work or background acting. You know, the people in scenes that don't talk.
Sure.
And I got to be on the show The Practice a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
And he was a recurring character on The Practice. He played George Vogelman. And that's when I first met him. And but he does. I don't think he remembers that. Actually, I asked him one time if he remembered. He said probably not. But so then when we were casting the proof of concept trailer, because we held auditions for it, and when we were casting that, one of the actresses who came in mentioned her acting or no, I saw him in a 168 film project, and I knew that this actress was involved in that project. I'm like, how did you get Michael Monks? You know, that's because I knew him from The Practice.
Who was the actress?
And he's been in movies and TV for decades. I mean, he was in Air Force One, and he's been in all kinds of stuff.
Who was the actress?
Elena Buca. You would remember her if you saw her.
Okay.
I think she auditioned for Carla, if I'm not mistaken, for the
Okay.
proof of concept trailer.
Okay.
But so anyway, I'm like, how did you get Michael Monks? And she's like, he's my acting coach. And so she got the script to him, and he loved the script from the earlier drafts. I mean, that was like draft number 6 or 7, I think. And he loved the script from there. He's wanted that role ever since. And so he was gracious enough to be in our proof of concept trailer. I don't think we paid him. And he was in our proof of concept trailer.
I don't know if we paid anybody, did we? Maybe
We paid some crew. We paid a sound guy, and we paid a couple, and we had to rent equipment.
Right.
It cost about $1,500 to do that proof of concept.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't because we were paying. I mean, we barely paid anybody. We mostly. So anyway, he did our proof of concept trailer, and he's been an avid supporter of the project and wanted to be.
That's
in
how
it.
he got the role, really, because Steven said, "Let's keep as much as that concept trailer as we can when we make the actual movie, because let's keep what made that successful in the movie."
Yeah,
That's how I got the role, actually, too. You play Michael Monks was in that role. You were in the role. Let's keep that. Keep the director. You know, let's just go through 30 rewrites.
yeah.
Yeah. Thor, you were funny right from the
Thanks.
get-go.
Thanks.
I felt sorry for your
differently in hindsight
character.
now.
I
So I have a
felt
better
sorry for your
performance in my
character.
mind than actually is on the DVD now. So
Okay. No,
Thor's kind of hard on himself. He did the same thing after Skip Listening screened as well, or short film Skip
Okay.
Listening.
I did.
No,
I
when
remember
that one scene where you were meeting your daughter and you didn't know who she was.
Well, that was all Michael Monks, to be honest, man. If it wouldn't have been for Michael Monks, I don't know how I would have pulled that scene off, because he gave me, like, there was a little trick. It's just an acting trick. When you don't act on a regular basis, you don't know the tricks of the trade, so to speak. It's the same thing in comedy.
True.
You got to learn these tricks of the trade, so to speak. That you got to learn the craft, and there's of course raw talent involved, of course, but you've got to learn the craft of what you're doing with your, whatever God-given talent you have. You have to learn how to craft it. So Michael gave me a little trick, and it worked. But I got to tell you, comedy is easy, crying is hard. That was the most. I mean, and what's disappointing is the fact that they cut to when you're actually. I'm disappointed that they didn't start right before I cried, because like that's the big buildup. But that's what you're doing. Like
they cut about 90 seconds to 2 minutes out of that scene, and a lot of that was actual tears. And
yeah,
I mean,
so
he nailed it.
Disappointing that you put that much work into it and they just cut around it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and some people have given feedback about that scene, about how you were kind of emotionally distant in that moment after seeing your daughter for the first time after. I'm like, yeah, well, they cut 90 seconds to 2 minutes out of the scene. So you cut his. I mean, they just felt he sprung back too quick. But man, he nailed it. I mean, we did several takes. I think we did like 5, 6, 7 takes.
Yeah, and I feel like they cut that scene badly.
I mean, he did a great job in that scene.
Say that.
And unfortunately, a lot of his crying is on the cutting room floor.
And that's an exhausting.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're doing more than one take, so you got to build this emotion. You build it up, and it's. Yeah, I will say this. It's. I know actors like to say that it's real emotion, but it's not real. There's a sentimentality to the emotion you're conjuring up. So it's why it's acting. It's fake. Acting is fake.
True.
So
that's true.
I know you're trying to convey a reality in the drama or the comedy, but you know, let's not take ourselves that seriously, everyone. Okay. So.
True. Were there any times where you?
No, you're not. You're not. You're getting the sentimentality of the moment. Anyway.
Were there any times, guys, where you had bloopers? And do you have a blooper reel?
Well, I'm sure there could be a blooper reel, but I don't think anybody cobbled one together. Okay. But yeah, I mean, certainly there were bloopers. I mean, anytime
video they made.
What's that?
That's the thing I've still never seen is we made a music video to promote.
Well, they did. Yeah. So the music video is very fun. I haven't got the latest on what they're doing with that, but they did show it actually in the theaters prior to the screening of the film. So right before, so if your screening time was 7 p.m. for the film in the theaters, they showed it just before the film rolled.
They did?
So they showed trivia about like how we met and Goldie the Goldfish and all that stuff. And they showed the music video right before the showtime. And then the showtime hit, the movie goes. So, So there was some talk that it would be on the DVD, but I don't know if they got clearance for that or not. There was some talk of using it to market the release.
At least put it on the DVD after spending that money and time. Like
I know, and it's a fun music video.
Now that's just our conversation here. It's happening now. It's like our
No, it's a catchy song. It's an original song written by Dave Lubin, performed by Joey Fatone. Joey Fatone's in the music video. Thor and the cast are in the music video.
Is that song even in the movie?
Yeah, it's in the end credits.
Oh, okay.
It's the song that plays during the end credits. So when you hear that song at the end credits, that's the song we're talking about. There is a music video for it, and we're hoping it sees the light of day beyond the theatrical release because it's a catchy tune. And the intent of making that music video, interestingly enough, the intent behind the people who created it was, and Steven directed it, but the intent in doing it was to complement the film and get more people's eyes on the film, hoping the song would catch on. And it's a very catchy song. It's a very fun song, and they nailed it. I mean, they did a great job.
Yeah, the entire music video feels like a blooper reel.
The cast is dancing in the music video. You see clips from the movie. It's a really fun video, but yeah, it's barely seen the light of day.
I'm trying to think of the biggest blooper that we had.
I don't know.
I would say the blooper we had was anything physically we wrote in the script didn't make it in the final cut of the film. Because what I'm finding is that when you're making unless you have a huge budget, if you have something physical, it's got to go perfect for it to make the cut. So if it's off a little bit in the timing, it just doesn't look right and it doesn't make the cut. So I'm like, physical gags. I'm just saying this, any screenwriters out there, stay away from physical gags. Stick with the witty dialogue, which is what I prefer anyway. So, but anyway, we had some sight gags, and not both the ones I have in mind didn't make the final cut. The vacuum cleaner thing was to explode.
Yeah, the vacuum. What was the other one?
Explosion to work. It's a special effect, really.
Yeah, I mean it did work. We got a cut that made it work, but they cut the scene. There is one whole scene that was cut, and then there were chunks of other scenes that were cut. But we only lost one whole scene. Although we did lose the concept of, I mean, like entirely lost the concept of the montage. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we lost scenes. We lost a lot, but people like it for, you know.
Yeah, I mean, David saw it. He liked it.
Yeah.
We cried until towards the end we were shocked.
One in a comedy. That's what we're going for, really. It's like we want the people to cry at the end.
No, it was moving. It moved us all over the place.
Yeah.
There's one scene in there where we just laughed until we hurt, and that was at the end where the Baldwin brother. What's his first name again? I'm sorry.
Steven?
Billy or Steven?
The one that played what I coined him to be Clarence from
Steven. That was Steven Baldwin.
Yeah. The one that seemed like an angel.
That character was his creation. He went out and got the wardrobe for it, the whole shebang. That was his creation.
The smog machine gag?
That one.
Yeah.
That was so funny. It was so appropriate and on time.
So, and we did that because, well, we were trying to avoid as many cliches as we could. And then when you're dealing with, you know, movie making is a community effort. So you'll have people come in with what they think is a brilliant idea, and in your mind going, it's a cliche. So how do we make this not a cliche? And that was our way of not making the angel type character. It was like putting a spin on it to make it funny, and I think it worked.
It worked great. That little bit gets a lot of responses, and we don't want to give it away.
Oh,
but that
right.
What's that?
Because you might pay $4.99 or $12.99 depending on if you rent it or buy it.
Yeah. So go to churchpeoplefilm.com and see the bit that we're talking about towards the end when we reveal, is Chad an angel or not?
That's giving it away.
I like that. Very dramatic. And I'm going to urge everybody to go and see this. It drives home a message because I tell you what, on the serious side, there's a lot of Hollywood blockbusters and things that deliver the wrong message, let's face it.
Yeah.
Church people deliver the right message of God's love and how he can give more than what you can give him. And you'll see that at the end, but I'm not going to tell you why. You'll have to see it. Yeah. Can we fish around for another goldfish, Christopher Shawn Shaw, and jump into the fish tank of something smells fishy? Funny? Sorry. I got the goldfish on my head.
Yeah. So Thor's going to have to take a little bit of a back seat right now because he's not involved in this project. But so this one over here is Something Smells Funny, hosted by Scott Wood. Our executive producer is Dr. Timothy Watson, who's a pediatrician in Southern California. Scott had the idea in somewhere around 2015, I think, to do a comedy cooking show where he interviews guests and makes a dish in the kitchen. And Tim had the idea of let's make it healthy dishes. So we had the guests come in with their own recipes and show Scott and the audience how to make them, and hilarity ensues. You probably can't see it, but at the top of that poster, it says, 2 comics walk into a kitchen, ... So it's really fun. We show the messes, you know. Jimmy Brogan is a guest on one of them, and he knocks a blender over, it splats on the floor, and it's really fun. And you can see it for free on Tubi. You either get the Tubi app, or you can go to tubitv.com. That's TUBI-TV.com, and just search Something Smells Funny, and you can watch them for free.
They're coming along, Tubi. I've got Tubi. That's when I know something's coming along. Is if I have it, then it's down the pike. It's like you really got to be down the cultural pike for me to go, oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Nice. It is a funny show. It really is. It's clean, and the timing. You talk about comedic timing, like you were talking about Thor and Church People. Something Smells Funny has great timing. So there's a lot of talent in both movies, in both shows.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot because I edited that one. I produced it, directed it, and edited it. So that was say that 5 times fast. Edited it.
Edited it. It's like
I used to have a lot of trouble saying those 2 words together. Edited it or edited. That's. I think I finally got it.
Question for church people, gentlemen and gentlemen. Where was it filmed at? What's the location?
Calvary Community Church in Westlake Village, California. Pastor Shawn Thornton. That's actually where I attended service when I was down there, because I live in Northern California. So when I was down there in pre-production and production, I attended services there. Solid place. They bent over backwards for us. John King was a pastor on staff there at the time. Shawn Mead was a pastor on staff there at the time. We
actually shot the proof of concept trailer, believe it or not.
Yeah, we shot the proof of concept there too, because our editor of the proof of concept trailer, Matt Reitmeyer, he was like head of the drama department there at the time, and so he had access to the church facility. So we spent a 12.5-hour day and shot the proof of concept there, and then we're scouting locations for it again, and it so happens that they were available. They were willing to work with us, and so we got to shoot the actual film there too.
Office changed from that proof of concept to the real trailer.
What's that?
I said, boy, did my office change though.
Yeah.
When we shot the proof of concept, we just used one of their offices. And
it was a conference room, I think.
No, we used an actual office. You know, in the scene where there used to be an assistant youth pastor in the script.
Oh, that's right. No, okay. Right. Yeah. Okay.
That we just used. That was my office, supposedly. Just this little tiny office with a window. Man,
that's right. That's right.
A set designer, so it is nice.
Yeah. So what's fun is Pastor Skip's office in the movie, and Pastor Guy's office, the role that Thor plays in the movie. That's actually that's actually the room we had auditions in. If you remember Thor.
I didn't remember that.
When we auditioned for the proof of concept trailer, that's where we had the auditions. They translate, what's the word? The T word. They transformed that room into their respective offices. So one side of the room was Pastor Skip's office, the other side of the room was Pastor Guy's office. And shout out to Karen Harper and Beth Phillip, who worked in the art department on the art department team. Our production designer, Karen Harper, they did a slam banging job on that set, because that was completely transformed from just, it was a classroom. It was a pretty empty classroom, and they made it come to life as those 2 offices.
Those offices looked great.
Yeah.
So
totally fake.
Totally fake. And
real room, fake offices.
You know, we should show sometime. I got to do this in one of the podcasts. I got to prepare ahead of time, but we had all these Photoshop pictures of Pastor Skip doing other crazy things.
Yeah.
For services, and those never made it in the movie.
Yeah.
That was so disappointing to me. But the book covers did. I thought the book covers were hilarious.
Yeah.
I think Wes Halula's wife helped with those.
I think Matt Reitmeyer helped with some of them too.
Yeah, so did Wes Halula's wife.
Yeah. Jenica.
But
I forget. I think it was a hodgepodge or one or both.
I'm pretty sure she did Pastor Skip's one.
Okay. Live
your life. It's what I was.
Live your life.
Believe it or not, it says this is hilarious. I actually saw somebody some life coach actually had a book called "Live Your Life."
Wow, what a title! Live your life. That's so.
It's not a horrible title. You think that's a horrible title?
No,
Thor's big on titles.
I can't. But to me, it's a parody title.
Okay.
You know, it's a parody of Your Best Life Now.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's really what I was trying to parody in that sense. But so
Right.
live your life is just, it's just such a stupid saying. So it goes right in line with, you know, the life coach mentality, you know, live your life. It's like, well, do you have another choice? I can't live anybody else's life. I'm alive. All I can do is live my life, whatever it happens to be.
Exactly.
It's just a really
No, I like
dumb,
that.
it's a dumb sentiment is what I'm saying. And so that's, but it plays right into that kind of where they take themselves so seriously and they don't realize they're saying something incredibly funny to me. So, but it's little things like that that I really liked about the film, you know.
Question for you too. Once again, I want to make sure people understand where they can see Church People and how they can get the film, and also Something Smells Funny.
So churchpeoplefilm.com, there's a buy button on there. And if you click that, it'll give you the option for Apple and the option for Vudu. And you click either one of those, it takes you to buy the, I believe that's either a rent or.
I'll give a
What's
short
that?
answer. That's a long answer to that. Where can you
What?
see it? The short answer is just go to your favorite video platform. Go to your favorite digital platform, whether it's Amazon or Apple, and you can see it. There you go. Search it. You'll find it. There you go. That's the easy one.
Okay.
And you can
But
buy
the
it.
hub is churchpeoplefilm.com. We want to point people there too because they have a synopsis there, they have photos there.
You can go there
Yeah,
to see other things. And then,
Yeah.
you know, go to any store that sells DVDs.
Yeah. Well,
Tuesday.
when the DVDs are ready, because I
Tuesday.
tried that this morning and they weren't ready. So,
It's coming to, so that, what's the date on Tuesday? Today's
well, Tuesday's the 7th. So
Tuesday the 7th. Look for that as the release date.
for the DVD, but you can get it you can rent it digitally or on demand now, or buy it. Or buy it. Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I meant. Or buy it.
Christopher, do you know how many views it has gained so far?
I do not. I do not.
We were number 10 at the box office when we released in theaters nationally.
Yeah, in March when it was in theaters, it was in about 400 theaters across the country, and we were number 10 in the box office at least 2 of the 3 days. I don't know what we were on the 3rd day, but we could have been 10 then too. I just had the information for the first 2 days. So
Right. It's a
it's
message that
had a
everyone
solid
needs to
release.
see.
People are responding really well to it. We're very thrilled with the responses. And I want to give a shout out to all the people who helped make it happen. I mean, we had a cast and crew of like 75 to 80 people, and that doesn't include all the post people involved and the marketing people. And
75 to 80. So there's 5 of you we didn't really care about. So 75 of you, we're spot on with you. 5 of you, we could go either way with you guys. So
there's the comedian brain right there.
And what about Something Smells Funny? Once again, how do they
You can watch
receive
that for free. TubiTV.com, TUBITV.com, and just search Something Smells Funny. You don't have to sign up for anything. There is a sign up button there, but you don't have to click it. You can just search it and watch it.
Tubi's really just free movies. You have to watch commercials with them though. That's how they make
there's like one or two sections of a series of short commercials.
Pretty good movies on there.
Yeah. Or you can get the Tubi app. So again, it's TUBI, and there's an app for it, and you can search Something Smells Funny and watch it there. But there's 4 unique episodes, and the first episode is a highlight featurette. It's a hodgepodge of the different episodes in one.
Okay, excellent. Thor and Christopher Shaw, I would like to invite you to share how a person could get a hold of you.
I'll be right back.
well, while he's finding his information,
Okay.
So I have a website. It's ChristopherShawnShaw.com. Shawn is spelled SHAWN. And so that's my website. I have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/Christopher Shawn Shaw. Or you can do youtube.com/CSS301. Don't ask me how I came up with that number, but that's what I had when I started YouTube over a decade ago. And then my handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are @DirectorCSS.
Wow. It's taking you
What's
that long to answer the question? Man. I'm going to go make a sandwich. I'll be right back.
I'm pretty much at Director CSS is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Excellent.
Your turn,
Thor?
Thor. Show us how it's done. Show us the short
Ramsey,
version.
ThorRamsey.com. You can find me there. That's it. That's all you need to know. ThorRamsey.com. There's my name, ThorRamsey.com.
Excellent.
You go to Facebook, whatever, search that. You find whatever I have there.
Good. Good. You two are fabulous co-creators. I'm going to say co-creators. I always say, like,
I
God's
love
a
working
creator,
with Thor.
co-creator.
Thor's
Yeah?
brilliant. And I make him look good. Well, my team makes him look good.
Okay, that's right.
My team, the people I surround myself with, make them look good.
75 to 80 people that we think but don't really know their names, so whatever.
That's funny.
I do want to give a shout out to our cinematographer, Bo Hakala. Bo Hakala was our DP. He did a great job. The film looks beautiful.
It does look great.
Yeah.
Good. Hey guys, thank you so much for being on Real Actors, Real Answers. And I want to know in the future, I urge everybody, including myself, to contact you guys, because I know that you're not finished with your creating wonderful films.
Well,
I hope not.
Yeah, we're working on 4 right now. So
Yeah,
Excellent.
more than 4. You have 4 scripted, and you're working on a 5th one right now.
Oh, right. There you go. Okay, 5 then.
Yeah. This year alone, this man and his co-writers of different projects have written 4 complete feature films, all comedies, and we're working on a 5th one right now that we're almost halfway through.
42 pages, I think.
42 pages. It's a time travel comedy.
Time travel Christian comedy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Called The Anti-Time Traveler.
I love it. I love it. I do have a question. It's just on the tip of my tongue. I got it. Christopher and Thor, Thor and Christopher. It's going to sound cliche, but I'm going to say it. How do you find time to do all that work?
You go first.
Well, I don't have a day job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I don't have a traditional 9 to 5 either, and honestly, I'm not as busy as I look. I mean, I do a lot of promoting.
I mean, it's like a passion. You gotta. I mean, I wish I had this same work ethic that I had when I was younger. I think the thing you lack when you're younger is the
Discipline.
what it is when you're younger is it takes when you're and I think every personality is different, but for me it was pushing through that first experience of completing something. Like a screenplay, 90 pages seemed like, how do you fill 90 pages? You didn't understand screenplay structure and different things, and even a novel, you're like, how do you write an entire novel? Like, well, write a page a day, come up with a story, and then write a page a day, and then within a year you'll have a novel. So if you just write a little 1 page a day, that's all you got to write, 1 page a day. But when you're young, a year seems that seems like way too much time to spend on something. But you're young and you don't have the sense of like a year is nothing. But it's the push through. So it wasn't until I got to screenplay number 10 that I really felt like, and I feel like it's going to change once I get to number 20, if I can push to number 20. And it's like, so once I get to number 10, then it took on a new life in terms of understanding the structure of it. And 90 pages doesn't seem hard to fill anymore.
And when Thor gets excited about an idea, he's in a zone and he just goes. I mean, like, he can pop out a short film in a couple of days, like a 10 to 12 page script, a couple of days, if that. First draft, like almost ready to shoot. It's that good. And it's similar with the feature. I mean, he can pop out a feature in less than a month. Like, if he just got in a zone and sat down and write, he could do it in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
he's prolific.
I think the one script we wrote in a week, but then we spent a month honing it. But I think the first draft came within a week. But that's the best thing I've ever worked on. So we're hoping that gets produced.
The Revenge of Adam and Eve.
Yeah, the Revenge of Adam and Eve. But that's going to be a more expensive project.
Yeah, that's a $3 to $5 million budget, and that's just our little brains guessing at what it's going to cost.
Smart reason goes.
Okay.
No, guys.
Love it. I love it, guys. I love it, guys. Dream big or go home. That's what I say. And so,
Yeah.
no, that's a fantastic.
That's a great T-shirt. Dream big or go home.
Everything with me is a T-shirt. Yes, exactly. No, seriously. That's a great concept. I'm going to put concept out there of how you have time. You create the time. You're zoned in.
I mean, well, here's a practical tip. I met Thor when I had a full-time job at the phone company in a call center, right? I took vacation. I was single at the time, so I took vacation, and I work on a 168 film project. I got like 3 or 4 weeks of vacation for the year, and I worked on the 168 during my time off. So there's one practical way. Another is, what are your evening habits? I mean, do you just sit in front of Netflix and veg all night, or?
Here's the reality, though. You make time for what you love.
Yeah.
You make time for what you're passionate for. You make time for what you want to do. So if you're like, I'd love to do these things, but I don't have the time, like that might be the case, but what you might not have is the passion. Because that's really this, like, if you want to do something, you figure out a way to do it. That's something you learn once you're too old anyway. So that's, unfortunately, you learn all these things once you're too old. If time travel could actually exist, your old self could go back and tell your young self, but you know what your young self would do? I don't need to listen to you because
maybe we all need a DeLorean.
Yeah. So we need something.
Hey, once again, thank you. This has been enriching and enlightening, educational, and just plain fun. And thank you again for being on my show, Real Actors, Real Answers. And we're going to do this again, okay?
Amen.
As we progress.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having us. God bless you and your audience.
God bless you.
Bye-bye. Now I'll he's gone. I was just going to say I'll send a copy over right away, so I'll do that. All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
All right.